Hey, what's up guys, and thanks for joining me today. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Saint Seiya Saint Cloth Myth EX Aquarius Camus God Cloth. But before we get started, if you haven't yet already done so, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another awesome review. Now, as you can see, this will not be an unboxing video. This is a figure that I've had for a few years now, but because we just took a look at the Aquarius Camus Gold Cloth Revival, I thought this would be a perfect time to actually take a look at the God Cloth as well. So, getting the cloth and the figure out of the way, let's take a quick look at this box here. So this is pretty typical of the God Cloth boxes. We do see Camus here all armored up in the Gold God Aquarius cloth. Very, very cool. Here we have kind of a stylized illustration of the Aquarius Gold God Cloth in object mode. Very, very cool. We do have a 30th anniversary Saint Seiya sticker back when this came out, and of course this was 2016, so Saint Seiya must have came out in 1986. So here we have the Saint Cloth Myth EX logo. We have Aquarius Camus that says the God Cloth. This is from the Soul of Gold miniseries. For those that haven't watched it, it's a very nice series. I actually do like it. On the top here we have Aquarius Camus God Cloth. We have the Aquarius logo on the four corners here. On the bottom we just have another bust of him, Aquarius Camus. On the side, we have the God Cloth in object form. Very, very cool. Definitely an upgrade over the regular Gold Cloth object mode. And of course, on the other side, we have him with a signature attack, the Aurora Execution. And on the back here, he is throwing that Aurora Execution. Here we have him getting ready to battle, and of course, the object mode, as well as some of the different faces and the faceplates that he comes with. So that's it for the box. Getting that out of the way here, let's take a quick look at the figure first. And of course, this is pretty much almost the exact same figure as we got with the regular gold version here. The only difference, the big difference, of course, is just the feet here. We definitely have thicker feet. They're a little taller. There's a little more higher of a heel, and it's a little bit more whiter as well. We do have some gold markings kind of on the top here, but the rest is about the same. We got a swivel hinge into the head, into the neck. Base of the neck is on a ball joint. We have a ball joint in the shoulder here that also acts as a butterfly. We have a hinge that gets you to about 90. We have a bicep rotation, double jointed elbow that gets you to about there. A ball hinge at the wrist. We have an extending torso here that gives us a little bit of flexion and extension backwards, but also to accommodate the ab armor there. So putting that back down, we have a rotation at the waist, legs that kick forward and that far, back this far. The joints are still very tight. I really do appreciate that. The splits, we got a thigh rotation, double jointed knee that gets you to 180. A rotation here at the ankle. This is a little loose. Don't really like that too much. We have a rocker that goes up to there, down to there, a side pivot to about there, a little bit less than the gold, and of course a toe pivot that gets you to about 45, again, a little bit less than the gold, which, if you remember, actually went past 90, which is a little crazy. So yeah, that is it for the articulation. Oh yeah, something that I did forget to mention with the gold cloth is that these little tassels of hair actually do move as well. They're on ball joints. So there you go. Let's get this guy in a standing position here so he doesn't teeter over. Moving him to the back. And let's take a quick look at the God Cloth here, which is absolutely stunning. And literally now it looks like the person is holding the jug of water over their shoulder and is pouring this magnificent stream that's coming down and rotating around and then kind of going out this way. We also have kind of streams of water coming from the back here, as you can see, kind of just pouring down. I don't really want to pick this up and handle it because it's quite a lot of stuff going on. So we got the water here flowing down. And don't mind the dust. This has been sitting on my shelf for quite a while now. And of course, just if I bring them in close, we do see kind of more of the whitish gold as well as the yellowish gold highlights compared to what I believe the regular gold cloths are more just gold with whiter highlights. And I feel like the gods are more kind of inversed to that. So yeah, that is that. Now, I do have the regular gold cloth here, bringing them in just for a quick comparison. And we see there is quite a bit of a difference between the two. Oh, getting that out of the way. So what we will do now is, of course, do what we have always done, take all the armor off of the object mode, armor this guy up, and we'll be right back. All right, and here we have Aquarius Camus in his gold God Cloth. So taking a quick look here, we see this is a very, very nice design. Basically, all of these God Cloths have excellent designs. There's nothing bad I can say about them. Aesthetics-wise, is absolutely incredible. However, the issue with these gold god cloths, because technically these were the first characters actually have this much armor on them, the bodies actually weren't really made to tolerate this much load. So that's in addition to the fact that the quality control back then just wasn't as good as it is now. Really just led to a lot of stability issues. Like this leg right here, you see it's just extremely loose. I don't think this guy is really able to stand by himself unless I put him on a stand, so which is quite unfortunate, but other than that, he just looks fantastic. I really do love the updated look from the regular Gold Saints. So here we see we got the double shoulder pads. The one on the inside is plastic, the one on the outside is metal. That's okay because otherwise it'd be too heavy. We do see we got the skirt design, which is very similar to the regular Aquarius design. It's just a little bit more flared out. We do have a chest piece now that actually sticks out, if you can see, and the hair is popping off. So let me just get that back on there. Okay, as I was saying, if we get the hair out of the way slightly here, we do see it's a bigger chest piece here. And then we do actually have an additional kind of optional chest piece for when he's performing his attacks, which we'll take a look at in a second for accessories here. Legs here, very, very nice. We do have the kind of more whitish gold as well as the yellowish gold highlights, contrary to the regular Gold Saints, which were actually more yellowish gold with more whitish gold accents. So there is that, and now swinging him around to the back here, we do see we got these excellent, beautiful wings here, and for him, I'm thinking these are just tassels, or you can think of them as just kind of water flowing out of his back, because he, of course, is the Master of Ice. So yeah, that's Aquarius God Cloth right there. Hopefully he can stand without falling over. Please stand. Thank you. So let's take a look at some of his accessories. Now, it's really nice because his hands and faces came in a little separate thing. So I'll just kind of show this here. So on him, we have the fists. Here we have kind of clawing hands. Take a look from the back here. We do see these are more, focus please. Focus. There we go. Kind of clawing hands. Here we have kind of straight, kind of karate chop hands, more for his attack, freezing coffin. We do have kind of clawing, but a little bit more open hands instead of like this. This is more like this. We do have complete open palm hands, and we also have two hands together. And again, for those that don't know, this is his signature attack, the Aurora Execution. Now for the faces, I know there's a bit of glare. We do have kind of a closed eye face, we have a screaming face, and we have a closed eye smirk. So yeah, there you go. So that's it for the hands and faces here. We also do come with the helm, and of course, when I do comparisons later on, you'll see this is very similar to the regular Aquarius gold cloth helm. It's just the horns are much more enlarged, and if you have seen some of the other gold So I focus here. If you have seen some of the other gold God Cloths, you'll see that a lot of them, the design doesn't really change much. It's just that wherever there's corners or sharp edges or horns, they just get longer than what they normally are. So that is that. Now, in addition to this, in order to kind of have this work on him, we have to have extra hair pieces, and of course that's this right there. We have an extra hair piece with a hole in the middle here and extra kind of strands of hair on the side. And basically the difference between these and the one that's on him right now is this comes at a sharper angle here to accommodate the helm. And I'll kind of just show you how I switch the helm on. So we're going to rip off this front hair piece, which is pretty easy to do. To make it simple, we can take off the back hair piece as well. And I would usually take off the face because that makes it easier to access the hair, kind of the strands of hair. So, and this is how you would change the face as well. You just pop that face off, take another one in, plop it on. Now, of course, we would pull these guys off, just like so. When we see these are just on ball joints here, very, very easy. And we would take the new hair pieces, we would plop these on, just like so, and get that out of the way. Bring the face back, plop that face back on. Make sure the hair pieces go down. Grab the back hair piece, we'll plop that back on as well. And let's take the new hair piece with the hole that we saw earlier. Let's plop that on to the front. And finally, let's grab our helm piece, this guy right here. And we're just gonna feed this horn underneath that little tuft of hair right there. And make sure everything's centered, plop that on. And here we have Aquarius. You can see his legs are already splaying apart, or you see his dropping now with his helm. And I think that looks really, really cool. So that is that. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. And he just comes with one more accessory that I mentioned earlier, which is another chest piece. We can see this one is significantly smaller, and that's to accommodate one of his signature moves, which is the Aurora Execution, when his arms are kind of in front of him and lifted up into the air, similar to the Eiffel Tower. And of course, the chest piece that's on him right now is quite wide. Let me just pop that off so we can kind of take a look. So if we take a look here, we see this one is quite wide, and this one is significantly smaller. And very simple to do. You see, it's just kind of a clip, two clips here, and then two pegs here, and that kind of just plop into his chest. I'll just put that in. And here is how he looks with the different chest piece. And of course, it looks a little weird. It's very, very small. So unless you're actually putting him in an attack pose for the Aurora Execution, I definitely would still choose this piece over this one right here. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this guy. So, because I did review the regular version of this guy not too long ago. Let's see if we get this guy to stand. Let me just bring him in here for a quick comparison here. So here is the regular version of Aquarius Camus. That, of course, is just the regular gold cloth version. And we can see design-wise, very, very similar. We have the large shoulder pads. Again, this is double layered. Kind of the skirt armor we see is very similar. We have that swirl design. This one is just a little bit more flared out. And of course, the leg armor is very similar as well. Something that I don't know if I mentioned before, but these gold god versions, they kind of mimic the more manga version of the gold cloths. If you actually watch the anime, you'll see that some of it's quite different. We see this here, I have him in the manga configuration. We do see that he has bicep armor, whereas in the anime version, he actually does not have the bicep armor. But we see the god, he does have the bicep armor. So basically, from my conclusion, is that the god cloths kind of mimic, or is more of an upgrade of the manga version of the armor rather than the anime. So yeah, that's it. So some final thoughts on this guy. I really do love the design. He looks spectacular, looks beautiful. The quality control, definitely, that is the biggest issue here. He is incredibly hard to stand, and that is a common theme that we do see with the older Seiya, Saint Cloth Myth EX figures. Even some of these gold god cloths, especially the earlier ones, such as Leo, Virgo, those guys, were incredibly hard to stand. The later ones were a little bit better, and especially now, such as Hades or Hypnos or Thanatos that we looked at earlier with the EX metal body, it makes it a hell of a lot better the quality control, stability of the joints are way better than what we're dealing with now. So you can see if I lift this guy up and I flop him around, you see the legs, they're flopping just like that. And that is just horrible. Without a stand, this guy is barely able to stand. And that's for a figure of a price that's around, when I got him, he was like around 150 to 200. Now he's probably looking upwards of like almost $400. You're trying to get him on the aftermarket. For something like that on a figure of this caliber is quite disappointing, honestly. But hopefully they do a reissue later on in the future for some of the figures with worse quality control, and hopefully we get a better version, just like we did with some of the Gold Saints. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I really do love the design. I love the figure. I just wish that quality control and the stability would be a little bit better. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know by hitting that thumbs up button. And until next time, guys, take care. Bye.